Hello, this is Julie. Today I'd like to show you how to get files from Make the Cut to the Pazzles In Vue software. Right now in the Make the Cut gallery there are over 12,836 designs to choose from, and these can be cut to your Vue cutter, but they have to be exported as SVG files first. Now, if you want to cut them directly to your inspiration, you can cut them from Make the Cut. But if you want to cut them from In Vue, if you want to cut to your Vue machine, you're going to have to export them. So I thought I'd show you how to get files from the Make the Cut gallery to In Vue. First thing I'm going to do is click on Descending in the search window of the gallery. You can get the gallery by clicking on this icon that says Import from Gallery. It looks like a tic-tac-toe icon at the center top of the screen. When you get to the gallery and you click on Search, you'll see that there are 12,836 files found right now in the gallery, and there are more added every week. So you can most likely find what you're looking for. You can search for a particular type of design by category, by any search term, or by the user who submitted it. If you want to just kind of scroll through the different thumbnails, you can do that as well. I thought I would show you one of these medallions to show you some of the challenges that we have in converting these files to In Vue. So I'm just going to click on Download on one of these multicolored designs to show you some of the different options that we have in Make the Cut and how to use them. Now, I have a Vue machine, and so if I want to use anything from the gallery or anything I design and Make the Cut, or any file that has been shared or open and Make the Cut, if I want to cut it to my Vue, I would need to export it. I can cut the project with my Pazzles inspiration directly from Make the Cut. Now, I wanted to show you that some designs have different features in them and they work differently in Vue. So what I'm going to do is go to the Virtual Mat tab on the right and go to Outline Mode so you can see these. You see that this design has a picture in it, and the only cutting files are around it, and this would be designed for print and cut. We don't want to export that file to In Vue because it won't export properly. However, these pieces here all have cutting lines around the individual designs, and they will be usable in Vue as is. Now, the person who shared this file, everything in the gallery is user contributed. This person provided all the pieces necessary to work with this design, and these pieces can be taken into In Vue and used. She also provided printable paper designs. Now, you can see the actual colors by going to the contrast screen, and you could print this paper on your printer directly from Make the Cut, and you could import that into your In Vue software. So you can use the pieces here, but this design you would not need to export. You could export the pieces, and I want to point out here that everything looks black, and this is exactly how it would import into In Vue as black if you don't change the colors. If you don't mind the pieces all being black, that's fine. What I like to do is copy this design using Control-C or Edit Copy, and go to this page here and paste in place so that I can see the colors, and I'll go ahead and change these colors here to get an idea, and so that when I import them into the InVue software that they'll actually be in colors. Now I may cut with different colors, but at least I have an idea. When I see all black or non-filled shapes, I'm not as inspired as when I see colors. So what I'm going to do is go down on the right hand side on the layers palette. I'm just going to click on the color icon and left click on a color. And each one of these, I'm just following the colors from here. The next color would be purple. I think I missed one. I'll make this one. This one's not on its own layer, so I'm going to send it to its own layer. I'm going to start with that one as red. Then this one we'll make white. And this one we will make purple. And then turquoise, and then blue, now you see that I've got some colors here that will be more usable. So now if I want to export this design to use in InVue, I'll just select it all, or I can delete this because I don't need it anymore and it's still on this other page. I'll select it all or click on the arrow in the lower left corner of the toolbar. It will select all. When you export as SVG, only the portion of the design that is selected will export. Now that I've got this, I think I'll copy it and bring it back to this page, move this aside, and Control-Shift-V, paste it. Now I've got this design and I've got the smaller design as well. I'll select all, go to File, Export, Selection to SVG, and we'll just call this Medallion 16. And I can see the name at the top of the screen. When I opened or downloaded the file, it assigned the name to it. So I'll just keep it the same and save it to my desktop. Now I'm going to go into InVue. Oh, I forgot to show you something. When you're exporting and you get into the export window, go to Selection to SVG File. Now at the bottom of the window, this is very important for using InVue. That's not so necessary for using other programs, but right now for InVue, it's very important that you check this box called Force Stroke Color. Now the width is not really important, but color is, because InVue cuts by line color, and if you don't force a color, then your design will come into InVue without cutting lines. So make sure in your export window that you click on Force Stroke Color. So we'll type in Medallion, I'll just take 16 again, and save. So now when we bring this design into InVue, I can go to File Open, or I can go to File Import if I have another file open. And I'm going to just go to the Medallion 16 and open that. The recommended 90 is the correct size. So now the design has come into InVue just the same as it was in Make the Cut. Now there's an important thing to do here, because when I go to the cutting window, you'll notice that the only line color that I have is black. That's because all the line colors were forced to black in Make the Cut, because Make the Cut cuts by layers, not by line color. In order to change the line colors, normally we would just select all, right click, click on color, and change pen color to fill color. Now if we go to the cutting window, we'll see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colors. None of my line colors were black. None of my shapes were black, but I have some line colors that are black, and I want to show you why that is. I also have a little difficulty separating them, but there were some inner shapes that didn't come with this, and so what I want to do here is show you how to make these line colors show up right. Anything that was grouped, such as this, and you know it's grouped because there's a red X here, if you click on the red X, then you can select it all, and you notice that the line colors are all black still. I have to ungroup first, then right click, select color, change pen color to fill color, and now I click on each one of these, and you'll see in the color window that the fill color is accurate and the stroke color or line color is reflecting what it actually is instead of black. So when I go to the cutting window, each of these lines now has its own color, and the colors are showing up on the right side. Well, not all of these shapes are ungrouped, and that's particularly important if you have shapes that have inside pieces right now. Now I think that they're working on this to make it function a little bit more in a friendly way, but again, select your items, click on the red X. So I'm just going to select on each one to make sure that there's no red X. Now you see on this piece that they're inside pieces, and that's why this showed up as black lines. Right now I can go into the cut window, and now I can see these lines showing up so that I can select just that color, and that they should all show up as the blue. Now there are some other shapes in here that don't have inside pieces. I think there was one more that does. We can see these better if we go to wireframe. See, that one has a red X, so these lines are still showing up as black, and it would be a problem selecting just those lines if I wanted to select just those. So now everything is appearing as it should without the red X. So whenever you have a shape with inside shapes, for now anyway, you'll need to ungroup them if you want to have their line colors changed and showing up in the cutting window. So now I can cut by color, and not have any problem separating out the colors for cutting. So as long as your designs are ungrouped, you'll be able to cut these or change the line colors. If they're grouped, the lines will appear changed in this screen, but when you go to the cutting window, they'll still be black. And as I said, Pazzles is working on this, but for now these designs are still very usable. Just going from make the cut to In Vue. Now if I wanted to use the design or the paper, I would probably just print this paper from Make the Cut and bring it in to the Pazzles software. I can go ahead and do print and cut in the usual way in this software. When I ungroup things, the center pieces got out of order, so I might have to reconfigure the order. I can right click and arrange, bring to the front, click, right click, arrange, bring to the front, and then see some of my colors better. The only one I didn't see was maybe the white layer. Oh, the inside layer here. It's white has no line color because the line is the same as the fill. I like to right click on the gray anytime I have a white so that it will show up better. Now I'm trying to send that to the front. I might be able to see these better. So you can do a print and cut from this software directly. You can also, from Make the Cut, if you wanted to take this picture into InVue, you'd go to File, Export, Selection to Raster File, and this will print a picture of the design. So I would save to File, and again call it Medallion 16 and save it. Then I go into InVue and go to File, Import, Image. Then I will look for the PNG file I just made. You can also make it as a JPEG and click on Open, and the file did come right in to InVue just as it is in Make the Cut. You can tell though that it's just a picture, it doesn't have any cutting lines, by going to wireframe. Then you can add the cutting lines around it straight from the file. And you can select all and apply a line to center so that the lines are lined up. Then you can do a print and cut project as usual. So we can put it on the screen and we can go to Print Preview, and we can see that what you want to print should be on the right side of the page. And you can see that you can print this. If you add the registration marks, then you can do print and cut. So the procedure is just a little different in InVue than it is in Make the Cut, but it certainly works. And this gives you a whole new world of cutting files that you can cut to your InVue, whether you want to do a print and cut or whether you want to do individual pieces. You can select by color, and this is line color, I guess, and center these. It centered all of these little tiny pieces that go in here. So before I moved anything, I'd make sure that I group them again once I've changed the line colors. Another thing I wanted to show you in Make the Cut is not only do we have some printable files, print and cut, we have some cutting files, but we also in the gallery have some files that are paper piecing or layered paper piecings, Let me go to the first page and show you an example here. If I want to do this tree, for example, I'll click on download and it opens up a new page. And let's say that I want to cut this on my view. So I go to select it. Oh, and it won't select. The reason it won't select is that it is locked. So you have to go down to the lower right corner and click on lock toggle, unlock all. Now you see the gray bounding boxes around each of the shapes. So you can click on the lower left arrow to select all and export just like we have. Selection to SVG, we'll call this tree, save. We can go into InVue, and if I wanted to add it to this page, I would import. If I want to open a new page, I just go to Open File, click on the tree SVG, and it opens on a new page. And each of the colors, it looks like it's grouped. But there's only one shape there. Because when you ungroup it, it's still just one. So we can select all, right click, select color, change pen color to fill color, click on the cutter icon, and now we see the gold line as well as the green line. We can choose either or both and cut. So I hope that answers some of the questions that you might have about using any of the designs that you have from Make the Cut to cut to your view. Thanks for watching. Bye.